Welcome. This is La Madame coming to you. I hope everyone is doing well this Saturday evening. I decided to come and do a reading, of course, for the full moon. Under the full moon, this will be a love reading. And let's begin. I'm using the Wisdom House of Night Oracle cards. Let's see. Full moon, what do you see? Is love coming towards me and the collectives at this time? Do you see love in this energy? Thank you, indeed. First card, honesty. It is asked at this time that you stand true to your words, to your thoughts, to yourself. With all honesty comes beauty, vitality, love, desire. So it's positive. It says honesty, with all honesty. That means just, show your whole self. Show your whole self, and so you can't go wrong there. So let's see. Focus. It is asked that you focus what's at hand. So many people move so quickly when it comes to love and romance. And at this time, it is asked of you, to take your time. Be patient, just let things unfold. Let love unfurl the way it will. A lot of times we want to force things. We want to mimic things. We want to cipher things, to come to be. But with all true and honesty, it's asked that you focus, focus on timing, focus on, how you feel about yourself. You ask yourself these questions. A lot of times we need to have a conversation with ourselves, and ask ourselves, am I well? Am I feeling healthy? Am I at my, we just need to have a check. We need to check on ourselves. So I think focus means to mainly focus before you shoot your shot. I think it's very smart, and I think you can't go wrong when you do that. A lot of times your thought process has to be intact. You think of a thing before it happens, and that's how the mind works. It hits all these different elements in your mind, and and things of that nature, and then your mind will tell your mouth and words and all that will come to play. And so I just think that at this time, when it comes to allowing love in, that with all true and honesty, be true to yourselves. Are you able to give 100%? And if you can truly say, what, timing couldn't be better. I'm in a good place. I'm working, I'm stable, I've worked on myself, I deserve. When you get to questioning, and answering yourselves, with the true honesty, and you say, I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place, then make your move. Like it says, honesty, it says focus. Let's keep reading. Success. And it says congratulations. So wow, very promising, very promising. I don't know about you all, but you know, today is January 31st, 2026. And again, well, if I haven't mentioned it in this reading, it's a new year, it's a new season. Um, and so there's plenty of time to manifest, to set goals, to set standards, to put up boundaries. There's plenty of time for that. We are still in a very new season, and so it's not too late. It's not too late. So, on a positive note, you know, the question asked was, will love find me at this time? And if you're reading, if you're here with me this evening, under the moon, under the sound of my voice, Spirit is saying to take a chance. Take a chance and see where to get you. Something happened to me today, and I wanted to share with you all. So today, my daughter and I, we were at Target, and we're shopping and things like that. And I see this guy that I thought, was pretty charming. And so I was really curious how my daughter would take it, and so, mother to daughter, I thought, she was mature enough to talk to me. And I said, you know what? I wonder if that guy is single. And she said, what guy? So she's looking around, and then she sees what I see, and without another take, she's like, okay, I can see what my mom is probably saying. She's not playing. She's really serious. And so I'm looking at her to see how well she's gonna take it. She's gonna be like, no, I'm not having it. Don't talk to him, type of situation. Or is she gonna be, mature about the situation and say, Mom, you really deserve to find someone for you. Well, all truth and honesty, she was all for it. She was all for it. I was very shy. I didn't go up to the guy, although I was very tempted to. I don't know what was going on with me. I wouldn't say that I was shy, and I wouldn't say that I was shy, and I wouldn't say that, I don't know, I don't feel like I was shy, but I think I hesitated because, first of all, my daughter was there, but at the same time, I was like, if my daughter wasn't there, I for sure wouldn't have enough courage to go up to someone and be like, hey, how you doing? And stuff like that. And so I just kept replaying how I should go about it. And so we end up going down the same aisle. Now I can feel this person's energy, okay? And he was most definitely interested. But the only thing that threw me off is he was on the phone. And I couldn't tell if he was on the phone with maybe, another person, like another female or another lover or something. And so I just felt like the timing wasn't right. And so the whole time while we were shopping, we kept going down the same type of aisle. So like we passed one aisle, and then I already alarmed my daughter that, I might, say hey to this person, this guy, he seemed really charming. He has his basket and he's shopping and stuff. Not doing no serious shopping, just you can tell, and so I was intrigued. Okay. So to make a long story short, we kept running into each other. So then all of a sudden, I said, no, forget it. I told my daughter, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. This guy, I don't know. I just felt like, why doesn't he come up to me? And then in my mind, I'm thinking like, he may not even be thinking like what I'm thinking. And so anyhow, we're finished shopping. I'm already done. And when we get to the check stand, he's at the check stand. He's taking a mighty long time, and he can feel me. I think he knew I was going to come up to me. He was hoping that I would come up to him. And we kept running into each other. And then when I saw him at the check stand, I said, well, I'm not going to go down the same check style, the same aisle, the cashier. I'm not going to go to the same one. I'll just, go to the one next to it, and so I did. So what I told myself is, if this man was to be outside about time I get outside, I'm going to shoot my shot. And I was ready at that point. I just felt like it just wasn't good timing in the store. Like, it didn't fit my personality. I'd like to be open with fresh air. I like to, I really never know what I might say. And so, I had to catch myself, but that's when I knew. The guy, of course, the guy wasn't there. So I go outside. I'm kind of like right after him somewhat, but he wasn't there. But I felt like he was out in his car or somewhere. Like, I felt like he was watching me. But had I saw that man, I don't care where he was getting in that car, I would have said, hey, or something, in some type of way. But, but anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm just being honest about it. And so that's when I knew at that point of time that, there's like no fear in my heart. Like, I'm really ready to get out there. And I know that something's coming for me. It's coming for me without a doubt. But anyhow, so let's get back to the reading. I just want to share that with you guys. So I'll pick one more. This is a deck where you don't pick a lot of cards. You pretty much just pick a few. You ask your question, and then and this is the vibe I'm getting. I have the honesty, the focus, the success. And so let's pick one more. Let's see. Playful. It's asking that you let your light shine. That we all have that boy, girl, boy, inside of us, and I think sometimes it's good to just have a playful type of mind, keep it fun, as long as you're being honest with yourself. Like I said, once you're honest with your situation, meaning everything is intact. I got the job, I got the house, I got the car, I can afford to give my time to someone. I would like to share my time with someone. Once you're steady, and you feel that with all true honesty, you can give 100% to a relationship, a friendship, I feel, no hands down, like no hold bars. I feel like, you should most definitely shoot your shot. I do believe that. I really do. And the last card I chose was the playful. You see a little kitten here that's just so cute and so cuddly, and he looks so fun and stuff and frisky and stuff like that. And so I just feel that, it's a time to allow love in. A lot of times we keep ourselves sheltered because of a situation we feel that other people can see, can sense. And yeah, it's true enough. People can't sense when you're broken, or when you're hurt, or when you're not ready, when you're not prepared. People can sense that, but I think persons really respect a person that is really self-endowed, meaning they're very confident in themselves. And as long as you give 100% and you're not selling a dream, right off the bat, you're not lying about anything, we're all grown in today's age. If you want something real, you have to be real. In order to have something, really worth your while, you should give 100%. And so that's my take on this reading. So the question is love, full moon, what do you see? Is love coming towards me? Hell yes. And so with that being said, you have heard it from me, La Madame. It was really fun. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. It is now January 31st. Let's go into February with a bang. and stuff like that. And so I'm so hopeful for everyone. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, a wonderful season. I am most definitely in a cheerful mood. I'm just high off of life right now. And yeah, with that being said, just have a wonderful evening and a happy full moon. It's been it's been great. It's been a good one. Once again, Lamadam.